What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Trading Live with Bubba. And there's not a lot of live trading to do. We have the same issues we've had all along. Light volume, not much swing, but we did have a pretty good reversal this morning. But again, we're now starting to try to rally again a little bit. So there's not a hell of a lot to do here. Not very exciting. Maybe we'll get something to sell in some of the indexes if we get a little bit bigger rally here. You can see crude oil is just going sideways now. There was some action there earlier, so it makes it more of a challenge. Again, we need the volume. We need the ability to have some panic, some fear, some greed from the market participants, which we're not seeing. Now we are getting a pretty solid rally, so let's see if we can get a reason to sell into this rally. Right now we don't have one, but we'll see. Again, we can't predict what the future is going to bring. We can only look for and react to what that action is. And unfortunately, there is not a ton of action, which makes day trading a lot more challenging. Our open trades are doing fine, so that's a good thing. I don't know that we'll put any more on. I think that it's, again, it's sometimes the markets just aren't worth the trade. So we'll see. But again, it's obviously showing up to see if there's anything available. But pretty much we're kind of sideways here. Pretty solid rally off the bottoms here in the S&P, about 15 bucks. So we'll see if it gives us a chance to sell them. That's what we'd be looking for right now. We wouldn't be a buyer here. We would only be a potential seller. But again, there's nothing to do. So there's no reason to think about selling them now. Again, look, notice just the volume drop off and everything. Okay. That just makes our job that much harder. So we'll look and we'll see. We got a minute and so to go here, so we'll see if this gives us something here. Otherwise, we'll look at some of our other stocks or other plays. But unfortunately, not a lot to do right in here. Okay. All right. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything to show up here. And so we'll look at some other patterns in a minute, but let's just let this bar close out and see. But you can see the lack of, again, you can see the lack everywhere. It's just no action. So makes it more of a challenge. Okay. It looks like we won't get a trade here, so let's take a look at the big board. Apple in the middle of nowhere, nothing to do, just consolidating. Okay. Amazon, we put this on the other day, nice little rally, so it worked out perfectly. Nothing to do now. And any of these trades you have on that expire tomorrow, you can close them today for profits if you want, or you can wait. It's up to you. Coin. We have a position here, which is close. We sold it on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens. Crowd, nothing to do in here. Ether, nothing to do here. We had a trade on Tuesday. If you took it, great. Not, no big deal. Winning trade. Meta, a good trade from Tuesday. Google, nothing to do, getting close to a potential selling some puts though. We'll see how it plays out here. Again, there's not a lot to do, so it's you can hear the lack of excitement in my voice. INOQ, nothing to do. IWM, nothing to do. There was a sale on Tuesday. MP, Nice little charge rally. We had a short position from Tuesday, and getting a little rally today. I'm just checking to see how it's doing. Yeah, so certainly you could look at it again if you wanted to for next week. Microsoft, we did sell this the other day, working nicely. MSTR Monster, nothing to do. We did sell it on Tuesday though. NNE did nothing. I told you I didn't want to get involved with it, and too bad because it would have worked. Nugget, I didn't get involved with. It would have worked. NVIDIA would now be a potential sale for next week. So let's just take a look at what it looks like. NVDA. Come on. For October 17th. The 197.50, 200 for a buck would be worth selling. Palantir, nothing to do. QBTS, we missed our opportunity here for now. The Qs we sold on Tuesday. If you wanted to, no big deal. SMCI, certainly one to look at. We have this on already, so we'll see where it goes from here. SPY, again, same thing. They're all potentials. The real question here is, do you want to get involved or do you not want to get involved? That's the bigger issue that you have to look at and decide. Certainly if you said, hey, I don't want to get involved in this market, there's nothing to do, I could live with that. Okay, that would make sense to me. There is nothing to do. Okay, this is where you have to, remember, making a decision not to make a trade is the same as making a trade. It's a decision. So again, I don't think there's anything crazy to do here. I certainly wouldn't be jumping in, any aggressively anywhere right now. I think it's just very hard. We as traders need some market swinging, and we're not getting any market swinging. We're just getting either a straight grind up, which has been the rule. And of course, we get these little bit of downbursts, but there's no volume behind them. There's no panic behind them. There's no fear behind them. So it makes it a much bigger challenge to want to get involved. Okay, that's one of the things we have to remember is that you don't have to trade. Okay, the market's going to be here. They're going to be open again tomorrow. Okay, so if you choose not to, it makes sense. Okay, again, there's not an overwhelming amount of things to be doing right here. Okay, so certainly from a chart standpoint, I might look at selling crude oil. Okay, but again, I'm not really that excited. Again, when there's no volume, it's hard to get excited to jump and trade. Okay, that's the thing you have to remember. Okay, is there opportunity for you? And that is something we have to always watch. Do we have the opportunity? And it's not just a single opportunity. What I'm looking at is, am I going to get multiple trades? Which in a more volatile market you will, because we're hitting over 90% of our trades are profitable, but they're not profitable enough. We'd be much happier hitting 70% and having many more trades. I mean, there's many Tuesdays and Thursdays we don't make any trades. Okay, the ones we have, we're hitting well over 90%. But that all that means, when you're hitting such a high percentage, it means that you're playing too conservative, and that you're not getting enough swing in the market to get multiple trades on. Because you'll make a lot more money if you're hitting 70% on 100 trades instead of 90% on 15 trades. Okay, so it shows what you got going on. So again, we're watching, we're looking, but we're not looking for much, or there is not much to do in the market. So I don't have, in good conscience, I don't want to force trades anyways. Okay, it's not what I do, but certainly I'm not going to force trades here, because again, the management and the willingness to be able to fire another shot. Okay, That's one thing we always have to remember. Are you willing? If you get stuck, are you willing to fire another shell? And it's hard to do. So we'll watch and see if anything shows up here. I mean, the euro currency is something to potentially look at, but again, I'm not running to get into any particular trade here. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Okay, I think sometimes you're better off just observing, and I think that's what we're doing. We're kind of on a short-term chart. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. So where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Well, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit here and talk to you, because at the end of the day, this game is about the money, okay, and how you protect the money. And right now, there's no reason that I should expose myself into this market. Okay, so let's see what happens. We'll continue to watch it and see. But overall, if I don't get anything, I don't get anything. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. I know that the markets will be open tomorrow, and we've got 241 days here to trade. So if I miss a few, it's not a big deal. That's the whole thing to remember. Okay, is that you can't always be active just because you want to be. Okay, and again, crude oil potential. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Stop on crude would be 63.07. Okay, and we'll take a look, see if we can get a trade, get it to trigger. No trade yet. Gotta wait. Gotta be patient. And this is what we're dealing with. This is the lack of activity in the market that you're dealing with. Okay. And unfortunately, you gotta be patient. Gotta wait. Okay, now we got a potential trade coming. We're going to change the stop, though, to 62.60. I'm not going to give it that much room. Either it hits or it doesn't hit. Okay. You can take crude if you want. 62.60 stop. Get my orders in to buy it back. Okay. So again, just not a lot of excitement, not a lot to do. So you have to be patient. You got to wait for it. Okay. Again, I can't make the market move as much as I'd like to. On the floor, we had a chance to move the market a little bit, but not as a retail trader. Okay. So small profit in the crude, but still open, so nothing realized yet. Okay. But the markets are barely trading. It's like almost like they're closed. Just look at the consolidation. Now, there's a relatively good move coming out of this consolidation. I don't know which way. I would assume down, but again, I have no assumptions. But we'll continue to watch, but most likely. Any crude is profitable. All right, go ahead and put your stop at break even. That means plus a tick, just to make sure you don't lose anything here. Again, I'm not interested in holding. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'd rather just go ahead and let it, if it goes down, great. If it doesn't, then that'll be it. And I'll take whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm not interested now. You got a nice little profit now. I mean, not nice. You got about 5-6 ticks right now. Okay. So if you're trading a big crude, it's $60, $70. But at the end of the day, we're just going to sit here and stare and look at it. Again, I don't see anything dramatic that I really have to get involved in. So, we'll watch for another couple of minutes, but I don't think we're going to extend out here. So, certainly if you want to take your profit in crude, you can close that trade. And listen, we'll just be back on Tuesday. And remember, I do an update every day, the Market 120, giving you what I'm thinking. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.